Hey fast fellas, SpeeDMan here. We're going to be doing a brand new run here as Cleopatra, and we're going to be playing the Preserve Only Challenge. So it's going to be similar to Potato McWhiskey's challenge, where he only produced preserves and used any particular building that did not provide great people, and we're going to follow that and try that out. Here's the setup that we're going to use. So we're going to go for Lucky 13 city-states, 2 on disaster intensity. We are going to be doing it in the Secret Societies mode and going for the Hermetic Order. And we're going to go from there. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, we are beginning a new run here as Cleopatra. Here's a quick look at the abilities here. So, Arrival of Happy, resources along floodplains receive +1 food and +1 culture. Owned floodplains tiles grant +1 appeal to adjacent tiles instead of the usual -1. So we are going to be doing the Preserve Only challenge. So our goal here is to first make a rush for the preserve here. That way we can get this and immediately try to build a grove. And that'll be a good way for us to start farming early food, early faith, and early culture. And then what we're going to do is try to kind of just build off of that as well as we can. We're going to go for a culture victory. It's going to be a pretty tough one, but we're just going to go for it. It's going to be a pretty brutal challenge, but we want to give it a try. So we're going to go down one. We're going to settle here. As you can see here, because it is a resource tile that is within this range, we do not actually have to be working it for it to actually be added with food and culture. So as long as there is a resource there, we're gaining a benefit there. So there's some nice benefits that we can gain from this. Same thing with this one here. Let's immediately focus on another settler. It seems weird that we'd go for a settler, but we're going to be up to 3 population soon pretty quickly. So honestly, I think it's a better investment that we just continue working on settlers, trying to get them early so that way we can make that attempt at essentially early expansion. Let's move up to the side here. Let's pick that up. A trader is going to be 170 gold. Getting a trader early would not be a bad thing. Oh, dude, that's perfect. And we have a free trader. That's actually... Okay, you know what? I don't have to buy a trader. Cool. The game, ask and you shall receive. The game's like, here you go. Alright, we're gonna have them skip for a bit. I want to go ahead and just try to bring the scout over so that way I can complete the visual of this area so I can actually start a trade route there. Or what I could do is just take this to the other city and have that as a secondary kind of setup. We met Buenos Aires. We were not the first to meet them, so that tells us that there is a land down south. Go ahead and place a wonder here. And we'll just get that started, so once we have that settler up, we're immediately get set up with that. I want to get a settler first. There's more benefit to that. We met Nader Shah of the Persian Empire, so let's see here. Finally. So they finally moved off. We're going to go ahead and settle here. There we go. But we'll actually have more tempo than him in the long term because he's locked into a pretty small area, whereas we can expand. Now, what'll have to happen here is if we're going to further engage in the, preserve only challenge, there are some floodplains along these areas. So we'll have to kind of play it like this, where if we're going to do a bit of a domination start with it, where we're just going to take some cities and expand more, we'll have to just be aware that we'll either pillage those cities, as in raise the cities and then just replace them with our own cities with preserves, or we can kind of be a bit more lenient with it. I'm going to leave that up to you guys. What do you guys want? What do you guys think would be a really fun setup? Let me know in the comment section. Let's have some dialogue on it. And as we can see here, we have denied him. We've denied him. So as you can see from the cost of it, 200 gold, he just wasted a couple hundred gold for nothing. And that's only going to benefit us. So this is a bit of strategy. This is where the strategy of it kind of comes into play. Honestly, this is kind of a blunder on his part. Unfortunately, we are a bit locked in place here. So what I might have to do is I'm just going to take open borders and then take that scout down south. So 12 gold, that's fine. Let's make our way down here. and maybe see if there's anything else of use within this region. There could be something good for all we know.
The ascent to the highest
Awesome.
story
So
is by stairs.
not only did we get the Hanging Gardens Wonder,
people
which
who
is
cannot
fantastic, by the way. That's going to give us a little bit of tourism in the long term. What also just happened is these tiles here just got improved. So as we can see, these are nice desert floodplains tiles. If we place this particular district down, and then we do this along this region, these are going to gain even more food and even more culture, because once we recall here, the arrival of Happy ability is giving us an additional food and culture here. I'm going to go up here, because I just want to make sure that area is safe. And then we'll just kind of hold position. Yeah, I don't understand why he's not settling anywhere else. It's a little odd. He's locked himself into essentially just having 4 cities. Honestly, I'm going through like a large-scale expansion phase. And at this point, honestly, it's going to put him behind. So, you know, fair enough. I will take the additional tempo and continue working my way up. What got built? Hebel Barkal got built by... Of course, he went for that. I should have been paying attention to that, but... Ay. Okay, so we went for that of all things. Fair enough. Persia trading with Mapuche. Okay, so...
Wealth consists...
Mapuche is somewhere near him. Ah, speaking of which...
Lift.
There he is. Just has a random settler, so if he does declare war, and that settler gets separated, we could definitely nab a settler. The cost of this military is 585, so we're gonna save gold for a few turns so we can have ourselves some decent man-at-arms units. That'll help us kind of whittle down some of these immortals. The immortals here are going to be the big threat. They're going to hurt a lot. So we could take a quick look here, and we'll see what they do. Replaces the swordsman, and have a range of 2, which is kind of insane. So, strong defensive strength. We'll basically have to have man-at-arms to even be close to competitive against them. We'll have to basically double team a man-at-arms units against them, have them fortify, get a promotion, get the battle cry promotion, and just try to basically just do as much as we can. So, if he does decide that war is the answer that he's thinking that he's going to do, we're just going to have to whittle his military down. We're going to have to use that Buenos Aires to our advantage here. So if we need to keep suzerainty, what we'll do is we'll just plug another one in just to make sure that he doesn't try to deny his tempo. I have no idea how many envoy points that he has available, so I'm just being careful to hold on to one. So in the off chance that once I levy, if he goes to war, and once I levy, I'm going to place another one into it just as security. Economically, I honestly think that Diplo Favor is going to be more beneficial. So getting a diplomatic quarter is going to be good because getting the extra envoy here, and eventually having access to some of these other things will definitely be useful. So it opens up some channels for us. Yeah, you're not getting any help, buddy. Okay. So, we have kind of more of a blanket security option now. So, what we're going to do here is just hold on to our envoys. And we'll plug an envoy into Mohenjo-Daro. That way, we can eventually make use of better housing in a lot of our cities. And then also, more importantly, wow, okay, never mind. But we could use it for the benefit of the singular bit of culture in the capital. That's, I think, all we're going to be getting out of that. So that's solid. I mean, we have 9 cities. He's got 5. We have the advantage in city potential, so we'll be doing okay there. And once we really get a lot of these groves built, we'll be able to really kind of just take control of all this. So yes, I am having to unfortunately spend tempo getting ready to defend myself. If he doesn't do anything with this war, then we'll just simply kind of hold off position and we'll just see what he does. At least we'll have some military to defend ourselves. Um, but his science is going to be the difficult thing, so we really just need to get our culture like leveled up a lot. That's where these groves will come into play with our preserves. Like once we have walls here, immediately we're just going to focus on building these. So let's spend time. Let's do this. That goes down to 13 turns. So that becomes a much more reasonable process to build. Same thing here. Fortunately, this has wasted a lot of time for us on our Petra build that I wanted us to be doing. Consulate, honestly, might not be a bad idea. I think, honestly, in the capital, a watermill might be a better thing. Extra production and food in the capital building. And then eventually what we could do is we can establish more of a longer-term setup with this, but it's still not that bad, honestly. I'm kind of trying to focus on production in the capital, but let's see if there is another city that can build fairly quickly. I think if we can pull Petra off in this city is going to be very, very good. So that will give us some options to work off of. These tiles become much more viable, so that's kind of the big thing. If we could do that, that'll be good. Eventually, this will be really good. We could hold on to that for this tile here. And honestly, we could actually hold on to this tile here. So there are quite a few tiles here that are workable for a Petra build. Should definitely go there. We could definitely use the extra population. We have 3 envoys here, so I'm holding on to them for now. I'm going to put one into Buenos Aires just to be safe. That way I can make sure for sure that we have suzerainty there. I'm just waiting to hear the cue for him declaring war. He has a massive military. And Wilhelmina.
I'd imagine the taxpayer.
Awesome. So that gave us civil service. And you're friendly, of course, so we are going to declare an alliance with you immediately. So let us do, let's see, you have lots of science, so let's do a research alliance here. Equal footing. Diplomatic service got boosted, good. So again, that is going to help us. We need to start getting spies up and running. I want to take advantage of a lot of spies, send them down here. If he's going to be an enemy for the rest of the game, we might as well take advantage of it. Any commercial hubs, anything that he has that we can actually gain value from, we're going to do that so that way we can actually get some easy steals, get some gold, and immediately do as much damage as we can here. Now that we have machinery, we're going to be a lot safer than we would have been otherwise. I think the next thing we should do is go into Princeship just for improvements to the mines. That'll actually give us a lot of tempo here within this little city here. And then we could actually, let's see here. I used that last use, but how much is a builder now? 260. I could go ahead and just pop a builder charge into this spot right here and improve that. So that could be a nice option for us. He's like printing. He's like printing a military. I mean, this is ridiculous. He already has 1,000 combat strength. Like, that seems a little unnecessarily large to me. He also has another settler that he just hasn't settled anywhere. But I would like him to settle some spots so I could just take a free city, but who am I kidding? Okay, so now that we have this available, what we could do is rainforest here. Leave this stuff. Really actually make some improvements here. So we want to go all the way over here and go anywhere that there happens to be marsh locations adjacent to tiles like this area here is being brought down in value. So we want to just place some stuff down so that way we can improve that. Same thing here. We'll eventually buy some stuff. We'll make improvements here that'll actually give us some long-term value. And what we could do is now we can actually go ahead and just simply work on that. Going to help us with our monument. Okay, so we'll get the monument there. It'll give us a couple more points of culture per turn, so that'll be good. And from there, we're just going to need to look for things we could work on. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have gotten some really fun progress here. And I have to admit, this has been a really fun challenge. I know this isn't perfectly optimal. You know, I'm going to make mistakes, and I have already made mistakes, I'm sure. But I'm enjoying learning, and this is really fun. I want to thank you guys so much for watching and supporting the channel here. If you enjoyed watching this, hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe. I've got a video in the top left part of the screen here. Go ahead, check that one out. Let me know your thoughts as well. Thank you so much for watching. SpeeDMan out.